when we first started talking about the equity audit, it was a piece, I can still remember being in the ASTC conference room in, November of 2019 and kind of, in a way, feeling frankly like I was trying to sell the team on the idea of what this would be. And so we did this whole exercise where we did these Post-its and began the conversation. But I think I walked away with that feeling that the team was game to do it, but that there was still a lot of work in defining that to help the team, frankly, feel comfortable. That's at least my experience of it. I also want to name the fact that what was a game changer was the racial issues that came up with the murder of George Floyd. That actually, at least in my experience, the way I experienced it, is that it pushed us as a team to think about these issues much more than we would have had that not been part of the bigger context. That was instrumental, at least when I think about it now, to being able to say what we need to do in this equity audit is look at racial equity specifically. So that's one of the biggest pieces that I think made a difference. It just influenced and changed the conversations we would have had, I think, early.
At the same time, we acknowledged that issues of race intersect with other issues of gender, sexual orientation, and other elements that you find in the representation of people within the community of informal science education and science communication, broadly speaking. So the focus was an important component of making us be more clear and setting boundaries to what we want to do. The acknowledgement of the other intersectional factors that influence equity considerations was something we kept in mind as we went forward to make sure that what we did was valuable in a broader sense.